Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Supadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utapatagamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Rughunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shivishakam Midam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhesya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Gudre Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Hare Krishna Hare Tat Sat. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 16, text 18. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam cha samsritam mam atma paradeheshu pradvishanto abhyasuyakaha pradvishanto abhyasuyakaha. Mayuri Mataji and Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Ahankaram balam darpa kamam krodam cha sanskritah matmam paradeheshu pratvisanto abhyasuchakah.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji translation.
Hare Krishna.
Bewildered by the false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demon became envious of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in their bodies of others, and the blaspheme against the real religion.
Hare Bol. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real living. So these are the demonic qualities that the demons have: false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger. False ego, we know that we think that we are the doer, we are the enjoyer, we are the proprietor, we are the master, we are the control. These are all false ego. This is my body, this is my extensions of the body. Everybody is for my enjoyment. So on the bodily platform, we think I, me, and mine. Strength, I am very strong. Nobody is stronger than me. I can do anything and everything. Everyone is under my control because of my strength. Pride, I am in a good position. Okay, I can influence anyone and everyone. And everybody, when I do like this, they will come, pay obeisance to me. And whatever I order, they will listen to me. Lust, of course, kama, sakti, many desires. Okay, the desires are never ending. We know that. If we get 10,000, we need 1 lakh. When we get 1 lakh, we need crore. Like that. Just like, you have seen the tissue box. You take one tissue from the box, another tissue pops up. Isn't it? The desires are also like that. Take another second one, the third tissue will pop up. Isn't it? Our desires are like the tissue box. You can always remember that. Take one, the second one is ready. Another. Take second one, the third one is ready. So like that, the desires are never ending. And when the desires are unfulfilled, what happened? Anger. Okay, anger is ready. Okay, dhyayadom vishayam pumsam sangaste supajayade Sanga sanjayate kama, kama krodho vijayate. When the lust or the desires are unfulfilled, immediately the next friend of the lust, who is that? Anger. Anger immediately attacks us. So these are all the, demonic qualities, in fact. So the demons become envious of because of this, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality, who is also situated in their heart. Not only the Lord is situated in the devotee's heart, that the Lord is situated as Paramatma in everyone's heart. Okay. And still they blaspheme. Although the same Lord is helping the demons also, whatever they are, desiring. To fulfill their desire, the Lord Himself is arranging everything, directly or indirectly. Because everyone's desires are fulfilled according to their yogyata, eligibility. Even demons also. Demon wanted to oppose Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they are able to oppose because of the sanction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, how can they oppose? So to oppose Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has to sanction? The Lord has to sanction. Unless and until the Lord sanctions, they cannot oppose. So, in other words, the Lord is helping them also, which they don't know. And they are blaspheming the same Lord and blaspheming the religious activities. So, a demonic person, being always against God's supremacy, does not like to believe in the scriptures. They don't follow the scriptures. He is envious of both the scriptures and the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How they can be number one if they follow the scriptures, if they accept the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How can they be number one? How the general public will pay respects to them? They want to be number one. They want to be the competitor for God, isn't it? This is caused by his so-called prestige and his accumulation of wealth and strength. So they think that when they have a lot of strength, wealth, fame, and all other things, they can rule everyone. They can bring everyone under their thumb. He does not know that the present life is a preparation for the next life. So whatever we are doing, whatever activities we are doing, it's a preparation for our next life. So this life's activities becomes the reactions of the same activities, and we'll have to either enjoy or suffer in the next life. So if we choose wisely in this life, then the reactions will be good for us. If we choose otherwise, we'll have to suffer. So if we lead a pious life, definitely we'll be able to enjoy very nicely in the next life. And if we lead a Krishna conscious life, then we will enjoy in the Param Dham, serving the Supreme Lord, spiritual world. We will not come back again to this material world. So, but the demons doesn't want to accept. They want to be the competitor for the God. They want to become God. Not knowing this, he is actually envious of his own self, as well as of others. So, because of that, they are envious of own self and as well as of others. He commits violence on other bodies and on his own. He does not care for the supreme control of the personality of God because he has no knowledge. Being envious of the scriptures and the supreme personality of God, he puts forward false arguments against the existence of God and denies the scriptural authority. So they will always refute, the existence of the supreme personality of God and also the scriptural authority. He thinks himself independent and powerful in every action. Okay. Who is independent? What Srimad Bhagavatam says?
Swarat.
Swarat,
Only
yes.
Krishna.
Only the Supreme Lord is independent. We're all dependent. Okay, we're all dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So directly or indirectly, we are dependent on it. Directly, because when we come under Lord's Yoga Maya, that is spiritual potency or Andaranga Shakti, we are under him directly. When we are under the clutches of Mahamaya, we are under the supervision of Lord's external energy. So directly or indirectly, we are under the Supreme Lord's energy only. It is better to become the servant of his internal energy so that we will be able to go back home, back to God. This knowledge is lacking for demons. He thinks that since no one is equal to him in strength, power, of wealth, he can act in any way and no one can stop him. Okay? They are all in all. Nobody can stop him because they have got strength, wealth, power, influence, everything is there. So that is their mentality. If he has an enemy who might check the advancement of his sensual activities, he makes plans to cut him down by his own hand. If somebody opposes immediately, they will, cut him down. They will defeat by using all their might. So this is what this sloka. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam cha samsridaha mam atma paradeheshu pradishvanto abhyasuyagaha. So any comments or any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Madhu.
Today I was reading one verse in Bhagavatam where it was telling that all this immorality, lust, anger, everything comes from one part of the Virat Purusha. So in that case, like why Krishna has to create those demonic qualities, Prabhu? One thing I thought was maybe okay, we had that desire, but other than that, like why there should be all these demonic qualities be present?
See, the demonic qualities develop because we are turning our face from Krishna. So it is the back. Okay. So backside is all evil qualities. Okay. So that also should be there. It is also coming from Krishna. When we turn our back to Krishna, when we disobey the instructions of Krishna, definitely we will leave or we will behave in such a manner. It is unfavorable for Krishna. We are not in alignment with Krishna's desires. So definitely it will be the opposite. Because we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. We wanted to be the controller, but we cannot be the controller. We are controlled. Only Krishna is the controller. So that's why these demonic qualities have to be there. Okay, Mataji?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. But we can understand like this also that this lust, anger, everything is part of the Maya also, and Maya also the energy of the God. So it is coming out from the God itself. As Mataji says, is coming one part of the Virat Purusha. So because all this Maya activity also coming out from God only.
Yeah. So that Lord's front and backside is Maya, Andhakar.
Maya.
Okay. That is, there is no light. Backside is only shadow. And when we are facing the sun, and the shadow falls at the back. So that's Maya, Andhakar, ignorance. So that is Maya Devi's territory. So it is our choice whether to remain in the Devi Dham or Hari Dham. If you choose to remain in this what you call Devi Dham, then definitely we have to follow the instructions of Maya Devi. When we turn our face to Krishna, and if we are very serious in performing devotional service to Krishna to please him, then definitely the same Maya who punishes us will help us in getting Krishna. So Maya Devi, when she knows that this soul is very serious in going back home, back to God, she helps us. But she will put us in very, very big time test. She will not, help us so easily. She wants to know whether we are really serious in going back from backward to please Krishna with our activities. Not that we should not be, opportunists. Because I am in distress, I am approaching Krishna. That is for my own personal benefit, sense gratification. But without any motivation, okay, without any interruption, if I am praying, worshipping, and pleasing Krishna, then she will help us. That is why it said that, no? What is that? Ahetuki apratihata. He Atma Suprasit. Ahetuki. Without any hetu, without any motivation, we should serve the Supreme Personality. Otherwise, Maya will, whatever we ask, Maya will, if we have, of course, karma bala, she will award us. But then Krishna Bhakti, she will, side mein aa jao. Let me give a very tough test. You have to pass that tough test. So any reversal comes, you should be able to withstand that and overcome that. She may, just like the gold, the raw gold to become ornament, how much
It has to be beaten.
how
Yes.
much this thing, what you call trouble, how much pain it has to undergo. It has to be in fire for so long. And another thing is the flute.
Flute of Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah, flute of Krishna. That's also, it's not that easy. You ask Venu Geet, it is very nicely said. How much the flute has to go in that process. And at the end, it becomes flute. You just take a raw bamboo and just try to, blow, you will not get the sound. So like that. So the devotees will be tested very heavily. It's not that easy. We think that it is easy. We just, chant few number of rounds and do this and that. And we can, what do you call, please Krishna. Yes, definitely. It has benefits. And we are on the progressive path, no doubt. But then this is not enough. One should be very, very sincere in our sadhana. Then only the advancement takes place. Otherwise, it will take long time. So if you want to go in a fast pace, then you have to take it seriously. Then this human life itself, it is possible. Otherwise, we may take many other lives before we come to that final stage of going back to body.
Prabhu, I am reminded of my initiation, Prabhu, thinking about Maya's testing.
Yes. Yes, it was really a real test, Ajman.
Yes, Prabhu.
It was a real gold test,
Bhaga.
Mataji. It was a test like a gold.
No, full purification happened, Prabhu.
Very good. Thank you, Parag Prabhu. So we'll go to the next verse, 19. Tanaham dishata kruran samsareshu naradhaman shipami ajasram asubhan asurishu eva yonishu. Sachi Mataji and Vandana Mataji.
Tanaham dvishadha kruran samsareshu naradhaman shipami Shipamyajashram ashuban ashrushveva yonishu.
Very good. Vandana Mataji, translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence into various demoniac species of life.
Very good. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. So Lord Krishna says, those who are envious, dvesh, okay, mischievous, and who are the lowest among men, naradhamas. What he does? Perpetually. What is that perpetually means? That means there is no hope for eternity. Perpetually. Cast into the ocean of material existence. Into various demonic species of life. Why it is said perpetually? That means there is no hope or what?
This continuous deterioration, there is a scope, but
Yeah,
it is not immediate, but there's a chance that in between he can realize and come back to Godhead.
Yeah, that means for a long time to come, it takes many, many lives. We don't know when. For Anadikal. So that's why they use perpetually. It's not that there is no hope. There is hope. We don't know when. For such a long period of time. So in this verse, it is clearly indicated that the placing of a particular individual soul in a particular body is the prerogative of the supreme will. So Lord has set a system. He has devised a system. Okay. And that system will work. That is the set path. That's a nature. The nature will decide according to our activities, according to our karma, according to our desire. The nature will decide. Nature is nothing but Lord's own external energy, in which yoni that we should be put. Okay. We cannot choose. Have we chosen our parents? Have we chosen our country of birth? Date of birth? Place of birth? Our siblings? Our relatives? Our friends? Nothing. We cannot choose anyone. We are forced to put in a particular situation, and we are forced to take birth for a particular parents in a particular country. So that is according to our karma. The nature has a system in place that will be executed. So the whole game or the whole drama is orchestrated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and by his own energies. That is either internal or external. When we are in the material world, the external energy takes charge of everything. When we are in the spiritual world, the internal energy takes charge of it. So everything is directly or indirectly the prerogative of the supreme will. So a demonic person may not agree to accept the supremacy of the Lord, and it is a fact that he may act according to his own whims, but his next birth will depend upon the decision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not on himself. So when we live whimsically according to our own sense gratification or desires or decision, what happens is the next birth is not in our hands. Who decides? Supreme Personality of Godhead. He takes a decision where I should be born, to whose parents, to in which country, in what condition. Everything will be decided by the energy of the Supreme Lord. We cannot decide. I cannot claim I should be born in such and such place as son or daughter of so and so person or so and so parent. We cannot claim that. We cannot ask for that. Okay, that prerogative is with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, it is stated that an individual soul, after his death, is put into the womb of a mother, where he gets a particular type of body under the supervision of the superior power. Okay, after death, our soul, if it is not delivered from this material world, if it has to take another birth in this material world, then that soul is put in the womb of another mother to get a particular type of body according to his karma bhal and the desires. That is decided by the Supreme Lord's energy. Therefore, in the material existence, we find so many species of life: animals, insects, men, and so on. So there's not one species of life, 84 lakhs. Not one or two, 84 lakhs. All are arranged by superior power. They are not accidental. Can you think this way that it's all happening in accidental? Such a systematic, proper engineering, proper a proper and very meticulous system is happening by accident. If somebody thinks that such a great fool will not find anywhere. So everything is happening accidentally. So as for the demoniac, it is clearly said here that they are perpetually put into the womb of demons, and thus they continue to be envious, the lowest of mankind, Naradhama. Okay. Lord Krishna says, 4 types of people will not come to me. Namam dushkridano moda prapadyante naradhama. Maya aprasada jnanam asuram bhavam ashri. Okay, naradhama, the lowest of the mankind, uncivilized, uncultured. Okay. So they will have to come again and again in different wombs and different species in different lokas of this material creation perpetually. Such demonic species of men are held to be always full of lust, always violent and hateful, and always unclean. So they will not possess all the good qualities, that especially the good qualities like tapa, saucham, daya, and satyam. They'll be always violent, hateful, unclean, lust, all these negative qualities they will have. The many kinds of hunters in the jungle are considered to belong to the demonic species of life. Many kinds of hunters in the jungle are considered to belong to the demonic species of life. There are adhamas, lowest of the mankind. They don't know what is the human life meant for. They go for hunting, kill the animals, eat the flesh, and live. Jungly log. So we are all very, very fortunate to get connected to such sattvic people, Krishna conscious activities, so many nice devotees, acharyas like Srila Prabhupada. So we are all very, very fortunate. We are not in the category of such people who are hunting in the jungle or atheistical mentality. So we are all very, very, very fortunate. Only thing is, now we have to somehow or other, slowly and gradually, we have to pursue this spiritual path very nicely, seriously. That is what is required with the help of the devotees. Hare Krishna. So any comments or any questions? Yes, anything? Any comments or questions? Okay, so we'll.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, how we can more explain about the mischievous? In Hindi, they are written the crude. So how
हिंदी में
we can tell?
हिंदी में क्या लिखा है मिसीवियस?
क्रूर, क्रूर, ईर्ष्यालु तथा क्रूर. Cruel means who's brutal, like
Brutal, yes.
cruel. Yeah.
Brutal, yeah, because they don't value the human life. So actually, they are becoming cruel to themselves as well as others.
So that includes human as well as the nature as well, Prabhuji. Means now the today's world we can see.
Nature is not cruel.
No, we
Nature,
are. Suppose we are cruel to the human as well as
yeah.
to the nature
We
also.
are
Now we are
cruel to the
destroying
human.
nature
We are,
also.
yeah, we are cruel to ourselves, to the living entities around us. So that's automatically it includes nature.
Nature as well, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Automatically
Thank
includes
you.
because we are exploiting, no? For
Exploit
our
that
sense
sense.
gratification. We are exploiting
Yes.
the nature also for our sense gratification, which we are not supposed to.
Not
Because
supposed.
the
Yes, sir.
Lord has given us a particular quota to everyone.
Yes.
Isavakyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tektvena bhunjida magrida kasya siddham. Everyone has been given a proper quota. Why we should encroach upon somebody else's quota? That is because of greedy. So that's why we are all mischievous from that perspective.
Yes, Prabhuji. That's. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. So text 20. Asurim yonimapanna mudha janmani janmani mam aprapyaiva kaunteya tato yandi yathamam gadim. Yes, Tarini Mataji and Ramya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Asurim yonim apanna moda janmani janmani mama prapyaiva kaunteya tato yanti atamam gatim.
Very bold. Ramya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Attaining repeated birth amongst a species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
Very bold. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such person can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. So they have to undergo the vicious cycle of birth and death repeatedly because they are not turning their face towards Krishna. They are turning away from Krishna. Okay. So the demons, they go far, far away from Krishna. So it's very difficult for them to, that's why he said, gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. So when they go to that abominable type of existence, very, very difficult to cross over and come to the human form of life. You know, how many billions and billions of lives they will have to take, we don't know. So they are going away from Krishna. So that's a real, very, very pathetic condition for those who are having these four types of people, especially the atheistic type and Naradhamam. Okay, so what is that? Namam dushkridano mudha. Mudha means grossly foolish. Prapadyande Naradhama, the lowest of the mankind. Just like we, so that in the previous verse, hunters in the jungle, Naradhama, uncivilized, uncultured people. Maya aprahada jnanam, whose knowledge is stolen by Maya. And Asurim bhavam ashrida, who has that atheistic mentality. For this four type of people, it's very, very difficult because every time they take birth, they will glide down to lower species, abominable type of existence. So very difficult for them to come out of that. So it is known that God is all merciful, but there we find that God is never merciful to anyone. So it's a very good question. we say God is all merciful. So where is the mercy here? Eh? Now here, when we read this, we see that God is not, if God is merciful, then he shouldn't have made these people suffer like this. So what is the answer for that? Why they are put birth after birth in lower species in the wombs of similar demons, and they don't get a chance to revive? So what's the answer?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, we can understand like rain, it's fall equally everywhere on the earth, but the earth is absorbing the mud, which absorbs the water. The stone, they don't care, the water gets slipped, and somewhere it became a keychain, Prabhuji, with the bad smell and everything. So God is kind, God is equal for everyone, so merciful, gives everything equal to everyone. But these people, they don't want to absorb the mercy of God. So that this is their choice, they don't want to accept it.
Very good. Yes. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name deshu asti na priyaha. Okay. Lord says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu. He is equal to all. Name deshu. Dvesh nahi hai kisi ka saath. Na priyaha. Okay. Not dear to anyone also. He doesn't have any hatred towards anybody, nor what do you call it? Any love towards anyone. He is equally available to everyone. He is giving as Prabhuji rightly said, he is giving opportunity to everyone, just like how the rain drops, rains everywhere. In the ocean also, on the hill also, in the trees also, in the mud also. But who takes it? That matters. Who accepts it? No, they are all given equal opportunity. Demons are given again and again opportunity, but they don't accept it. So whose fault is it? Is it the Lord's fault? It is His mercy that He is giving opportunity to everyone equally, but some accept, some doesn't. So it is not the fault of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So some people, why is that? God is not merciful. Why these people are again? Even after giving so many opportunities, they don't want to improve themselves. They don't want to come to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's their choice. So their problem. So it is clearly stated that the demonic people, life after life, are put into the wombs of similar demons and not achieving the mercy of the Supreme Lord. They go down and down so that at last they achieve bodies like those of cats, dogs, and hogs. It is clearly stated that such demons have practically no chance of receiving the mercy of the God at any stage of later life. In the Vedas also it is stated that such persons gradually sink to become dogs and hogs. So this species, dogs and hogs, such a what you call life, who wants? Can we think of becoming a hog? Right? Just think. Can we anytime, just even thinking we cannot. So it may be then argued in the connection that God should not be advertised as all merciful if He is not merciful to such demons. In answer to this question, in the Vedanta Sutra, we find that the Supreme Lord has no hatred for anyone. In Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me deshyosti na priya. किसके साथ द्वेष भी नहीं और किसके साथ प्रिय भी नहीं है. The placing of the asuras, the demons, in the lower status of life is simply another feature of His mercy. So that's also another feature of Lord's mercy. Even placing the asuras in lower species. How? Sometimes the asuras are killed by the Supreme Lord, but this killing is also good for them. For in Vedic literature, we find that anyone who is killed by the Supreme Lord becomes liberated. So when they, become such very, very atrocious. That sort of asuras, the extreme, that highest realms, they will be killed by the Supreme Lord. Just example, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, they are all number one asuras. When they are killed by the hands of the Supreme Lord, they get liberated from this material existence. So that's also, one type of mercy that Lord is giving. So they can be liberated in that way also. There are instances in history of many asuras, Ravana, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu, to whom the Lord appeared in various incarnations just to kill them. Therefore, God's mercy is shown to the asuras if they are fortunate enough to be killed by him. So if such asuras are killed by Supreme Lord, it is mercy only. They are getting liberated. So just like our Purushottam Prabhu was giving a lecture last week, this is Pratikul Kripa. Right? This is Pratikul Kripa of the Supreme Lord, putting them in lower species of lives. In that also, there is mercy of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. So any questions or any comments? Anyway, I'll stop here. It's almost 10 o'clock. Vancha kalpatarubhesya kripa sindhubhya vacha patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, गो प्रेमानंदे।